Alright, hey guys. I'm gonna go over what are the most helpful chapters for passing both the written and the driving test, okay? The road test. So, for the most helpful for passing, would be starting with chapter 3. Now the part of not all of chapter 3 is really helpful with that. It's starting with on page 47, talking about the blind spots, your start checklist. So these are things you're gonna need to do. All right. For the road test, you're supposed to, be aware of what's going on, and looking around, and And so let's start reading this for a second. So all windows should be clean, and nothing should block a motorist's vision. The seat should be adjusted so a motorist can reach all pedals and controls easily. So. Other than this page, 47, I would also recommend reading 49. And page 50 as well. You're going to see some of this stuff, at least with something from this chart over here for stopping distances. On dry surfaces, you might see at least something asking like if you were going 10 miles per hour, and then blank, what is the reaction distance, something like that. I had at least one or two questions like that. No, not you don't. There's some other stuff that's also good to read and memorize, go over and stuff. Page 52 is very important to read. It's about driving signals. Over here, this is very, very important to read. Page 53, they talk about the K-turn. And over on here, in this part about turning, let's see, I'm sure there's some important stuff there too, but definitely you're going to want to read about the K-turn. So page 53, that's going to be helpful for not just the knowledge test, but also the road test. Same with parking. So this is still staying in chapter 3. There's some stuff I highlighted here. So this is stuff that's very important. This is anything that I've highlighted here would certainly be on the test. It's stuff I ran into many practice tests, and now that I'm looking at it, I definitely did see it. Two questions talking about this stuff in the test. So I'm going to read this out loud because it is important. When parking a vehicle facing downhill, the handbrake should be set, and the vehicle's wheels should be turned toward the curb. The vehicle should be in park or with a manual transmission in reverse. When parking a vehicle facing uphill, the handbrake should be set and the vehicle's wheels should be turned away from the curb. So when parking the vehicle facing uphill, the wheels should be turned away from the curb. You need to remember this, guys. It will be on the test. The vehicle should be in park or with a manual transmission in low. And here they talk about angle parking on page 55, as well as parallel parking. So, yeah, page 55 is important. And page 56 continues on, and I believe it goes on about how to parallel park. Here it's talking about parallel parking. So, chapter 4 is also very important. Safe driving rules and regulations. It talks about speed limits. There's some stuff I highlighted here, so you could tell this chapter is very important. So I would recommend reading page 61. Let's see. Page 62 is very important. Okay. As well as 63. 64. 65. And I didn't highlight anything here, but I feel like there is some important stuff on here as well. So and I do remember seeing questions about weave lanes. So page 68, I would read it. Let's see. Yeah, you should read these 2 pages. I know I didn't highlight anything, but they will ask you about turns and who has right of way and stuff like that, and how you're supposed to, not supposed to do certain things, or you should do certain things. Like in this picture here, you know, do not cut corners. You shouldn't do that. You know, yield to oncoming traffic. You know. Plenty of important stuff in chapter 4. Page 73. A motorist must stop, and they say what you should stop for at an intersection with a stop sign. Stuff like that. So page 73, certainly would recommend. I'm not advising you to skip any pages, just certain pages I see as, you know, I've bumped into stuff on those pages, and I know that there are stuff that is very important. Okay. Page 74 is important. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, page 78. And the bottom of 77. I would really recommend the bottom of 77. Chapter 5, defensive driving is also very important. And there's a special reason why that is. Now, there's some stuff I highlighted here, but and it shows about how to prevent a collision, be prepared, be alert, be prepared, act in time. Like I said, there's some stuff I highlighted over here. So obviously there's important stuff that you need to read. I didn't highlight this, but knowing about certain things that could distract you and you should avoid getting distracted on the road is also important. Let's see. There's stuff that's highlighted here. Do not tailgate. Keep a safe distance. You know, those are stuff that you're going to need to know. 3 seconds plus rule. So, and there's a chart here about minimum safe following distance. This page is extremely, extremely important. Okay, so you guys should write this down. If you guys don't write down some of the other stuff, I certainly recommend you guys writing this down. Page 88. Page 88 talks about hydroplaning. You will need to know about this. You will need to read this. Okay. Let's see. What else in this chapter? Oh, here on page 93. In New Jersey, traffic fines are doubled for motor vehicle violations committed in the area of roadway construction zones on 93. So that's very important to know. Okay. Page 94 is also extremely important. And I will need to get going, guys. But like I was saying, chapter 5 is important. You guys will need to read it. They talk about preventing collisions. And you know, it also talks about some other things, but it's an incredibly important chapter. Probably the most important chapter out of the ones I've talked about that will help you pass the knowledge test is probably chapter 4. Because chapter 3, the most important parts were the end of that chapter, and chapter 5 mainly stuff in the beginning and the middle. So I'm going to let you guys go. Good luck, study, read, and you'll pass. Okay? Goodbye, everybody. See you later.